Welcome back to the show. We are joined with future Razorback and Olympian Joscelyn Roberson. Joscelyn, it's great to see you. And we got to
Great
spend
to
some
see
time
you.
with you in January. And I know it has been a ride for you from that moment when we got to sit down and talk to you during training to then being selected as an alternate for the Olympic team. But let's talk about trials and how that went for you
Yeah.
and how you were feeling, because it was really fun to watch you from my couch.
Yeah. So I was extremely nervous like the entire time. I've never been so nervous in my life, and I've gone to worlds. Like the nerves is just crazy. I feel like it's the hardest meet you can get to in gymnastics. I feel like it's even in different ways harder than the Olympics because our depth is so deep, and making the USA gymnastics team is so hard. So I was nervous the entire time. I've been never been so nervous in my life, but every time I got out there, I really just flipped a switch and turned those nerves into excitement. So when I was out on the floor, I was having a lot of fun.
You could tell you were having a lot of fun. I mean, being in that moment and when you're making those, hitting those landings and you're finishing up a routine, what were the feelings like when you were done with each event?
Yeah. So it was an incredible feeling. It was just like a little bit more weight lifted off, a little bit more weight lifted off. Like, okay, one more routine down, one more hit routine. And then after I finished my floor routine on the last day, it was like the weight of all of it all at once coming off. And it just, my emotions just came in so fast and it was like overwhelming. So, yeah.
Yeah. What did you tell yourself, after day one, when you were sitting in fifth place, heading into the second day, kind of what was your, self motivation speech, I guess you could say, as you headed
Yeah.
into day two?
Well, I feel like it kind of stayed the same throughout everything. At first, it was just like go hit your routines. So after day one, my goal the whole week wasn't to focus on making the team. If I did what I knew how to do, that was gonna come. I felt like. So my goal throughout the week was to hit 8 routines as best as I could, and then um, my motto throughout the week was that helped me stay not too hopeful and get too nervous about it
Hmm.
was expect nothing but be grateful for everything. Um, so that really helped me a lot just to get through and um, hit those routines.
What was the process like when you guys were done competing and you went back into that room that they talk about so much, but there weren't any cameras back there? What was
Yeah.
that moment like?
Honestly, it wasn't that bad because we all went up there, we got out of our leotards, and by the time we got done getting out of our leotards, they were already ready to announce the team. So we didn't have time to get nervous or freak out about anything because they were so fast about it. But yeah, so it wasn't that bad actually because we really didn't have time to think.
What was it like when they called your name?
It was so many different emotions. I mean, as the alternate, it's hard to be that. And but just getting to go to Paris is so amazing. I mean, it's been my dream since I was so little. So I decided not to focus on the hurt and like the sadness of being like so close. I decided to be like, your dreams are still coming true. Like you're still going to Paris. Be happy and be excited. You're going and you're gonna kill it and you're gonna be ready for if anything happens. So it was a lot of emotions at the very point they announced my name. Um, but after like 30 seconds to a minute, I was so excited.
Yeah, one of the things you said in a post interview after the trials that I loved was that you're just here to be whatever the team needs you to be as that
Yeah,
alternate. And how have you really embraced that role since trials ended and as you now head
yeah.
to camp and then into Paris?
So yeah, the team, I've just really been trying to support them in whatever way I can. Keeping my routines is a big way to me to support them without like talking to them and keeping in touch. But also just supporting them on and off the floor is what I'm gonna do. And when we get to camp next week, I'm just gonna be their biggest supporters. And I know it's gonna be hard. Being on hard landings for that long is really tough mentally and physically. So I'm just gonna be there and cheering them on.
And I think if the trials taught us anything, you never know what's going to happen.
Oh
Unfortunately,
yeah,
knock on all the wood around me, right? We don't want to see anyone get injured, but this is gymnastics and that's how the sport
yeah,
works. And so that's kind of your
yeah,
role is to be ready when your
yeah,
name is called.
yeah. Having 3 girls go down was really hard on all of us, because we're all so close. and so just seeing them go down, and it's just it's so hard, and I don't think that's happened before, having that many. But it just really shows the importance of the role that I'm in right now as the alternate.
Hmm.
And it just really gives me like I don't know the exact word, like more determination to be ready just in case. Um, and just go out there and keep my routines as clean and as perfect as I've had them.
When you look at where you are right now with the injury to your foot that you had at Worlds, I mean, just to describe the opportunity you have and everything you did to get back from that injury. I know it was hard. I know it
Yeah,
was the first one,
yeah.
right? You didn't know what to expect. So to be in the position you are right now after having to go through what you went through with that injury, how rewarding is it?
Oh my gosh, it's so rewarding, and especially because you saw me in January, you were filming there. I was not doing hardly anything close to what I was competing last week, so just the mental toll and the mental reward I got, it was so worth everything that I went through, all the struggles I went through. I feel like it's finally like it's so hard because people tell you all the time as you're growing up, oh, your dreams from when you're little, they don't ever happen. You have to grow up and you have to let them go. But my dreams came true, and it's hard to like comprehend that, but just it's so crazy to
Mhm.
even think about.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Hey, I also think it's pretty cool that there are three gymnasts from World Champion Center that are on the Olympic team, which is pretty
Yeah,
awesome that the three of you and
yeah,
I saw firsthand the bond that you and Simone and Jordan have. What is that moment
yeah.
like? What's that connection like that you are now are going to all be a part of Team USA together?
Yeah, it's so exciting. They were all crying for me, with me, because this is Simone's third Olympics, Jordan's second. Um, but I feel like it just every time we compete together, it grows our bond even more. Um, so I'm just so excited to go with them and especially get to sightsee with them. That's really fun. Like the non-gymnastics moments are um, just as fun as the gymnastics moments. So I'm really excited to be going with them.
Hey, speaking of support, I thought it was really cool. Your future teammates at the Arkansas team here
Yeah.
cheering, put out that video of them cheering you on while they were watching
Yeah.
you compete. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I love them so much. I got to see a lot of the freshmen when I went to Fayetteville, actually all the freshmen, for gymnastics, and then I got to see a couple of the other girls. It's just so awesome how supportive they are of me and everything that I do and I have done, and I can't wait to be that for them when we
Mhm.
get to college and we're competing um, in gymnastics as a team, as an Arkansas team. It's not gonna no longer be like future teammates. We're gonna be actual teammates, and I can't wait to be so supportive of them. And I'm so proud of them already. But I can't wait to see what we do this season. It's gonna be great.
All right, girl, my last question for you. What are you most looking forward to when you land in Paris?
Oh my gosh, I wanna see the Eiffel Tower so bad, and actually, I wanna go to McDonald's. That's
Okay.
crazy, I know, but my coaches are French, and they said that, like, their pastries there at McDonald's in France are unlike any other, and they talk about it every time they go home because they go home sometimes to, like, visit family and stuff, and they talk about going to McDonald's, so I'm excited to go to the French McDonald's.
Okay. Hey, I'm taking notes too. French
Yep,
McDonald's.
French McDonald's, the Eiffel Tower, and
Yeah. Mom and dad
I want
coming
some
too?
macaroons.
Brother, sister coming too?
No,
No.
just me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, that'll be fun. Hey, I appreciate your time. Jocelyn, can't wait to see you in
thank
Paris. More
you.
importantly, can't wait to see you on the hill when it is all said and done. Thanks so much for joining
Yes,
us.
of course. Thank you so much for having me again.